Peace dollar is the last 90% silver jumbo dollar, that big 38.1 millimeter dollar issued by the U.S. Mint for circulation. Inside of that, obviously, we have a lot of great stories, but one of them stands true, one of my favorites. It is the last silver dollar ever struck at the Denver Mint. And tonight, in Super Slider, we have a crazy price. Let's have some fun. So the peace dollar was introduced after World War I, the modernization, the last of President Theodore Roosevelt's, the Rough Rider Roosevelt's initiative of the coin renaissance. Right? We had the gold coins in 07, 08. We had the Lincoln cent in 09, Buffalo nickel in 13. In 1916, we had the Mercury dime, Standing Liberty quarter, Walking Liberty half dollar. But the only coin not redesigned was the silver dollar. And that was because we didn't have the Morgan dollar in circulation. That ended in 1904 after 27 consecutive years. So we bring back the silver dollar and we modernize it. We go from the more of the bust lady Liberty look, which we used throughout most of the 1800s, and we go to the Statue of Liberty-esque look on the obverse. Gorgeous coin. And then the reverse, we normally have a heraldic eagle of some sort, but this was poignant. It was a peace coin, yet we wanted to show strength. So they chose to put the eagle on the mountain, looking over the pond east. Now, the big fight on this coin was the design of the reverse. And it wasn't the eagle. It was what is in the eagle's talons, the eagle's hands, right? Every coin from the 1800s had arrows, including the Morgan dollar. Well, this is a peace coin. Having arrows there is like, just not appropriate. Doesn't fit the theme. So they changed it later in the year, and they finally agreed on olive branches, right? I.e., like this phrase of the president that pushed this concept through, walk softly and carry a big stick, right? Right? The eagle mounted, but olive branches in hand. So the story of the coin is wonderful. It was made from 1921 to 1928. Pause, 1934 and 1935. In 1934, we take gold out of circulation in the United States. And in 1935, we stop making the silver dollar. At that time, early in the year 1935, they let San Francisco and Philadelphia, the old main mints that have been striking silver dollars going back to the Morgan dollar days in 1878, continue. But they cut off Denver and applied it to other purposes. So the last Denver minted silver dollar is 1934. Now let's talk about what the word super slider. Thank you, Hunter. I was going to get there. Just having a run-out drawl on the conversation. The grading service that are out there today, the independent services, use a 70-point system called the Sheldon scale. 0 to 59 are circulated coins. The higher the number, the better looking the coin. 60 to 70 are uncirculated. And again, the higher the number, the better the quality of the coin. So it's not uncommon to see a 57, 58 looking nicer than a 60 because it's just a beautiful coin just in the flow. They call 50 to 59 about uncirculated. Now, I'm a fast talker in reference to just my banter, and I've been that way my entire life, part of the thing. But when I'm talking about uncirculated as a coin, where I pause tells you a grade break, which isn't fair to how these work. About uncirculated as a coin or about uncirculated as the coin can be thousands of dollars on the right coin. So Don coined the phrase years ago, super slider. This is a high-grade circulated coin. It's called about uncirculated. AU are the initials. Our coins are going to be that 53 to 55 grade. Beautiful, as you can tell on your screen. Gorgeous. They slide by as unks. Many people look at them and say, this is an unk. Well, we sent this into the grading services. We know it's coming back a slider, 53 or higher. So that's the grade. Beautiful coins. And this is just a random coin from that assortment. 34D. Let's talk about this coin. Right? If you look at the mintage figures, it's the second rarest Denver behind the 27. All right? So it has a special place. They only made 1.5 million, so they were weaning down those last couple of years. Part of the reason why they stopped. But if you look at everything else around it, this one just stands out. So the very first year of issue, 1921, it was known as the high relief. Beautiful coin. If you look at NGC's site, you're going to see 43,581 coins have been seen, all different grades, over the last 40 years. Now, I'm using it just as a reference to how many they've seen. 1928P is the lowest minted piece dollar in the entire 24 coin series. They have seen 23,557 of those. If you look at the second rarest, the 1927P, it's at 18,975. Then you look at the 1934D, David, this coin. In the last 40 years, they have only seen 7,327 of them. So we call it the Great American Coin Hunt because mintage figures don't always tell the true story. The hunt gives us the knowledge of information. So if you were a collector in the 70s and 80s, I was, you might remember, going to a local show, you look at the red book or a guidebook and say, I should be able to find this coin. And you can't. And then there's others where it's like, my God, this is really rare according to the mintage figures, and they're all over the place. Right? In the late 1980s, the grading services came into play. And whether you love the services or hate them, the information they've given us is, well, unquestioned. It is special. And we can use it to our advantage. And tonight we are. Guys, give me a 30-second clock, please. Down to my last dozen or so. Now, if you've been with us in the past, yes, we're under $100 tonight. I referenced earlier, every hour we have some of our stalwarts, some of the best coins ever at crazy prices. We want to keep you with us all 5 hours, even though we know that's unrealistic in a lot of places. I mean, I have a hard time listening to myself for 5 hours, ha. But the bottom line is, we're going to make sure there's some spikes in every hour. This is the spike right now. The last Denver silver dollar ever, these beautiful super sliders, with my competition at $195 for the same coin. With the few we have left, and there are few, $99.95.